For the upcoming school year, my 7th grade math students will be experiencing what is known as the flipped classroom. In the past, some problems that I've been hearing from parents are, how am I supposed to help my kid without a textbook? Or you're trying to explain the concept to your student and you hear, that's wrong, that's not the way that Miss Staley explained it. Or it's been 20 plus years since you learned that, and so it's difficult to explain that concept to your child. You're probably wondering, why in the world would you want to flip your classroom? Well, I've been getting feedback from my students, and here's what they've been telling me. They like group work. They want more hands-on activities. They don't like homework. They're afraid to ask questions in front of the class. And something that I've been noticing is that students are lacking some of these real life skills that they need when they enter the workforce. They need self-direction. They need to be able to decide what is the next step that they should take without me holding their hand and spoon-feeding them. When they enter the workforce, their boss will not do that for them. They also need to know how to work in a group setting. You know as well as I do that in the real world, you're not always going to be grouped with people that you get along with 100%. I think we need to teach these students how to work in a group setting, to figure out group dynamics where you're not always going to agree on everything, and learn how to be the leader, how to be the follower. Let them make those mistakes now when they're in middle school so that they don't make that mistake once they are in the workforce and they're at, risk of losing their job because of a confrontation. Let them figure out those group dynamic skills now. And I also think that they need to have some self-evaluation, that they can reflect on their own learning and say, you know what, I really need to go back and look at multiplying integers. I struggled with that. Or I already know how to add integers, so I don't have to, spend as much time on that. I can focus on the multiplying integers that I struggled with instead. Being absent from class no longer means that you have to miss the lesson. You have that content at home on the internet where you can access it. The application is what you would have missed in class, where in the traditional classroom, that application is what was done at home on your own anyway. It frees up class time for more in-class work, and here's where I can fit in those things that the students were wanting. I am there to assist them and answer questions. I can answer their questions one-on-one, and it's not necessarily in front of the whole class. While each group is working, I can assist that shy student who is afraid to ask the question, or that shy student can ask a peer because they're scared to ask me. It frees up for more hands-on activities. Kids want to get up out of their seats. They want to use their hands. And of course, when you're moving, when you're actively doing something, you're going to be better at applying whatever math concept that was. Something that I like to call survival homework is eliminated. I know that kids are frantically completing a worksheet on a bus, or they're copying a friend's paper in the gym before school. Basically, they put something down for an answer just to avoid Diners Club. With the flipped classroom, instead of frantically applying it on a worksheet, outside of class, they are applying that concept in a lower stress environment where they're not on so much of a time crunch, and I'm there to help them, where they're truly applying it on their own and not so much of just copying down what another person had to say. Some questions that I anticipate are, what if we don't have internet access? I plan to give students an advance planner. They will know at least a week in advance when a video needs to be watched, and really they're going to know several weeks in advance. Those videos will be posted so that if you do have to make a trip to the library or a friend or neighbor's house, you can watch multiple videos. They're short, 5 to 10 minutes. So it's ideal that in 1 hour at a friend's house you could watch multiple videos. During the school day, we have advisor-advisee time. This is 15 minutes every day at the beginning of 4th period. It's typically used for announcements, or if we need to pull out the robotics club for a meeting, or this sports team needs to go get a note home or something like that. They can use that time to watch a video at the back of whatever classroom that they are in during advisor-advisee time, or they can go to the library to watch a video. And I also have alternative methods of viewing it. I can load these videos onto a jump drive that you can view on your computer that doesn't have internet access. Or if you don't even have a computer, I can put these videos on a DVD for you. You put it in your DVD player, it plays on your television just like a movie would. Another question is, what if the students don't watch the video? Basically, their video notes is their ticket to be able to work on the assignment. And I'll be training your student within those first couple of weeks on how to take proper notes and what my expectations are with those video notes. And so if there are no video notes, it goes back to a traditional classroom for that student. I send them to a back computer and they watch that video with headphones. After the lecture has been viewed, then he or she can work on the assignment. No Diners Club will be given for not watching the video. The penalty will come in when the assignment, which as I said is mostly completed in class, is not ready to check the next day, which is like how their math classes have been in the past. The idea is the flipped classroom motivates students to do their work, and by their work I'm meaning the video and the assignment. They want to watch the video so they're not missing on that time in class to work on the assignment, and they're motivated to do the assignment as in years past to avoid Diners Club. A typical day in my class would look something like this. A bell ringer is going to take about 5 minutes, and this might be practice of multiplication facts, a preview into that day's lesson, or a review of a past lesson. We will check the homework. And what I mean by homework is those practice problems, those 15 to 20 problems that they worked on mostly in class the day before. They will check their own homework. The answers will be up on the screen, and I will be circulating to see who has completed the assignment and who has not completed the assignment. It's more of a participation grade, and it's not an accuracy grade. After we've checked it, I will answer any questions that they have, work out any practice problems that they have a question on. Then we will take a quiz over the lesson. This is after I'm confident the students understand the material. They will answer 3 to 5 questions over that previous lesson. They'll have immediate feedback. They will know before they leave that room, before we move on to the next lesson, what their score was. And parents, you'll be able to look on Parent Portal and see on lesson 1-1 order of operations, your child scored 100%. Yes. And then compare that with section 1-2 over number properties and see that they made a 60%. And you know exactly what concept they need more work on. Then we move into the new lesson activity. And this time frame can vary because not every day will be a new concept. We may spend 2 or 3 days on one concept, and so instead of 25 to 35 minutes, we have almost the entire class period to do that hands-on activity to work on those practice problems. This is when I will answer questions from the video lecture, something that they didn't understand, an example that they didn't see how I got that answer. This is something new, and anytime that we're venturing into something new, we need some feedback. So this is where you're going to come in. I don't get to see what's happening at home, and I want to know what it looks like from your perspective. Please feel free to email me, to call the school, stop by the school, send a note with your student. I want your feedback of how things look on your end. Maybe a way that I presented the lecture that was better on this one than on that lesson. If you're having technology problems, I really want your input, so please send that my way. I would not go into this unless I truly believe that this was the best thing for students. In all honesty, this is more work for me than the traditional classroom. I look forward to this year, and I look forward to partnering with you.